Oftentimes when I'm out in the field, I try to keep a positive vibe with all of my employees. I try to make sure they're happy, they're in good spirits. And the number one thing I say, and I say this during training also, leave all of your negativity behind. If you are pissed off, your girlfriend did something, your parents did something, leave that in the car before you step into work. When you get to work, I want your mind clear and focused on valet parking, customer service, and giving these accounts what they need. So if you're upset about something, I'm literally going to come up to you and try to make you laugh and figure out what it is. I see these people every single day, and whether you believe it or not, I'm starting to learn their personalities. I'm not their father, I'm not their parents or anything like that, but as kind of like a direct manager, I'm seeing every single day their personalities, what they're feeling, what they're happy, what they're sad about, if it's school related, whatever the case is, Alex picks up on it. And this comes from me being out in the field even more, and it's a saying that I say all the time, and I love it. It's called inspect what you expect. Again, inspect what you expect. I expect a certain kind of level of service. I have to inspect that and make sure I get it all the time. So I think the valets are actually getting upset with seeing me so often, but I'm doing this on a purpose. Recently, I went to one of my accounts and I've noticed some of the valets are starting to get kind of negative. And I'm like, what is going on here? Something's not right. And this is around Christmas time, probably, to be honest, about the 20th of the month. And usually everybody's in very good spirits. But I'm learning, and I got a comment from one of my employees that say, hey, Alex, are we getting a Christmas bonus from this location? And what they mean by that, sometimes it's a high-rise building and they take up collections from the residents because they're not allowed to accept tips the entire year. They do get paid hourly, but they're not allowed to accept tips. So at the end of the year, the building sends around a letter and encourages people to kind of donate to the servers, because there's a restaurant in there, to donate to the housekeepers, to the security guards, to the doormen, everyone that's available, and valet was on that list. So I didn't know that in the beginning, but I said, no, I don't think so, because they haven't mentioned anything to me about it. So that was kind of it, and I kind of squashed it. Now, I find out maybe a week later that there was, in fact, a bonus that was going around, and valet was on that list. So now my valets are starting to get upset because they're like, hey, Alex, can you do something about it? So I take it upon myself to go in and meet with the management of this building and ask them an honest question. I said, hey, I noticed that valet was on the list. Are these valets entitled to a bonus? And they said, frankly, no, because we are a third-party vendor. We're not eligible for that. So I take that out to my valets, I explain that to them, and it's honestly probably 3 or 4 valets that are directly related with this, and they get upset. They are actually quite upset because they feel a couple of things. One, the security guards are chattering in their ear. Hey, did you get a bonus? Your company probably got a bonus and they're not sharing it with you. I would never do that. I do not steal from my valets. I want my valets making hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars a day. So the last thing I'm ever going to do is take a dime from them. Number 2, I think it hurts because they're starting to see them get their bonuses and they work with them every single day. So they're like, why are we not getting a bonus? And then number 3, they're actually showing them the paperwork that says, hey, valet's included. And it's kind of, honestly, crappy that they're not included. So I had to go back to them again. And the valets were actually now pissed. And I was being defensive in a way because I'm looking at it from a corporate perspective, and I have to very much so wear my hat where when my managers tell me something, I have to think like a valet too. So one of my managers sat down with me, and then one of my other employees said, hey, Alex, straight up, if valet was not on this sheet, then some of the residents might have come down and tipped us separately because they know we weren't included. So for them to use us and put our name on that list and generate higher tips and we don't get anything, that's kind of a slap in our face. And then on top of it, where this comes from, we don't only valet park cars. We're also kind of like a concierge. We're also delivery. We drop off Amazon packages. Instacart, food, grocery deliveries, medication deliveries, any of that stuff. So when the valets do go up to the door of the customers or the residents, they'll say, hey, did you get the Christmas bonus? And this was an honest one person, because the people like to brag and say, hey, we gave over $1,000 for this year's Christmas bonus. Did you get your share? And the valet's like, what are we supposed to say? No, we didn't? Because no, we didn't. So they just said, no, we didn't, not yet. So that put them in a very bad position, and I completely understood. So I had to now go back to the building again and explain the situation and scenario, but we have to do it in a way that we don't sound like we're being greedy or ungrateful. So I completely understand the valet's perspective, and honestly, I wish that we were never put in this place. And in fact, I told them that please, moving forward, do not put valet on this list. It's never happened, and I think I've been doing high-rise buildings for over 10 years, and it's never happened in all those other 10 years, but it did happen this year for that exact reason. This is a newer building we were working at. So the valet's morale was just kind of blah, and they were walking around, their lips were stuck out, they were just kind of like kicking over rocks. They were really upset about it, because they felt, even though they're on this property every single day, and even though we're a third-party vendor, they felt like they were a part of the family and the team. We're not asking for the valet company to get tipped, but at least for those individuals. So the building did agree, and they decided to actually give money to each of the 4 strong valets that were there on a daily basis. But it kind of sucks that we were put in that situation, and the valets felt it was just kind of destroying the morale of our company. And this is why I don't like getting involved with these kind of politics or any of these things that go on. So you have to be careful. And I try to explain to the valets, it's nothing personal. Sometimes this is politics, and they don't want to hear that. They're hearing from the security guard or the doorman, hey, we got a $1,000 bonus, or we got this, we got that. And they felt that the building was being shady by including valet on it, which I agree, and they didn't get any of the money. So again, these are some of the things that we have to deal with in the valet industry. And remember, this is not just valet parking. It could be applicable to any of the industries you go into. Let's say you work as a detailer in a high-rise office building. Same exact scenarios. This may be included in that. So it depends where you are or what you're doing. These are some of the things that you have to do, and a lot of this would have been solved with communication. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned for our next time, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do. Everybody complains about, hey Alex, why do you only have 3,000 subscribers? I say the same thing. I've been doing this for 7 months. I enjoy it thoroughly, and I'm going to continue doing it because I have so many stories and so many scenarios of what's going on. But I like entertaining you guys. I get a lot of awesome emails and phone calls that people want to learn more. I'm dabbling also with, I'm very careful at what I say about personally with my company, but there are a lot of people that want to know about valet parking. And I think I'm going to talk about business in general. Again, it'll be applicable to valet parking, detailing, any business, but I'll speak on it in general terms, so everybody will understand what you need to do moving forward. And the first clue is going to be doing a proper business plan. So again, thank you for watching. We'll discuss more later. Have a good day.